Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Even More News, the first and only news podcast. My name is Katy Stoll.
It so is Katy Stoll. Hello, Katy. I'm Cody Johnston.
Hi.
Is the name of me, and welcome me to the show and everybody else as well. Hi, I did good.
You did so good.
Thank you.
And someone else is about to do real good as well. Returning guest, media critic, and writer of the newsletter The Present Age. We are thrilled to welcome back Parker Molloy. Hi, Parker.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Parker.
Hello.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Jonathan is also here. Ow!
Hi.
Woo!
There it is.
Hi. A little bit of housekeeping up top. We will be off next week. There will be no new episodes of Even More News or Some More News, but we will be back the week after.
Mm-hmm.
Parker,
Yes.
I haven't seen you since Trump 2.0. How's it going? How are you doing?
Lovely. It's been never a better time to be a trans person in the United States. It's
Boy,
just
howdy.
there. Yeah. I just haven't checked the news in 7 months or so. So,
Good.
you know, just
So
gotta
you haven't
gotta
been
do
listening
that.
to our podcast. Okay.
I
Just
well,
joking.
All right.
actually, your podcast is the only place I get my news. So
There we
if you
go.
don't cover it, it didn't happen.
That's correct.
But yeah, it's been an adventure. My wife is currently out of town, so I kind of have a Home Alone situation going on. Booby trapping the
Trap
doors
everything.
and
Good.
whatnot.
Smart.
Yeah,
Can never be too
but,
safe.
But yeah, just kind of hanging in there.
In terms of just the media in general, broadly speaking, did you expect them to just bend over backwards to such an extent to this administration? You know, just totally rolling over and showing their bellies
So quickly, so
day
easily.
after day. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of expected it. I didn't expect it this quickly because after the 2016 election, like the media, generally speaking, moved to the right. And then after the 2020 election, the media did not move. And then the 2024 election happens and they move again to the right. But in addition to that natural movement to the right that they have going on throughout the Trump era, there's also, you know, the coercion and the I'm gonna sue you and all that stuff with Paramount and every company basically is now folding. You know, well, we're watching institutions fold before Trump even asks them to, and that's anticipatory obedience, you know. So they're so scared of becoming a target that they're doing his work for him.
The most alarming part, I think, is that, well, not, no, there's no most alarming part. It's all bad. But just sort of the pre-capitulation and this sort of weird, it seems like there's this weird assumption, like, well, if we like let him have this, then he won't come back to us. Like, it's sort of like in their minds, it's like kind of like a one-time thing. We're like, oh, we'll just like we'll settle this, and then like we can like business as usual. But that's not how it happens.
It doesn't seem to make a difference. There's still the punching bag in the sense that people still hold on to this. Oh, the media is biased against Donald Trump. There's nothing, it seems, that will change that perception of just reporting a bare fact is now biased against Donald Trump. They're obviously not.
I mean, the narrative is locked in, right? It's similar to, and we're not really going to talk about this today, but we might in the future, this sort of like, oh, we're going to arrest Obama and Hillary and Comey for treason. Like, that whole narrative is this like, oh, Obama, like they did like this sneaky thing and they tried to get him not elected and they tried to destroy his presidency and stuff. They actually kept quiet the entire election. They let Donald Trump get elected. Comey went out and helped Hillary lose. Like, that's what happened. But the narrative is like, oh, they were so mean to him and they did this. No. They kind of let it happen.
If this was true, why wouldn't you deal with it when you were president before? That's what I keep coming back to. Also, that's an important question the media can be posing. Like, we can be asking these questions. No, we just like, no, Okay.
Their answer would be the deep state hid it from us at the time, but like pose the question and make them spin
Make
their
them say
wheels,
that,
go down
and
that
then-
hole.
Exactly, yeah.
And respond to it. Ask the very important question. Also, it makes me wonder let's say it's all true in the deep state. Like, well, you weren't a very effective president then if you didn't have control of your government to have this very important piece of information handed to you. Anyway.
Yeah, they just didn't check the secret rooms Enough. They
were like,
finally
Obama
found the
locked-
secret rooms this time around.
Well, Obama locked them all in a bathroom, you see.
Exactly. That's where he got the idea.
The media coverage, the insistence that the media is against Trump, that's because I worked at Media Matters during the first Trump administration. That was one of the things I focused on, was this insistence that everything was rigged against Republicans. And any step that these platforms would take, like, remember in 2016, Facebook they got rid of all of their editors on for the trending tab because conservatives were like, it won't let me put Breitbart in there, and they got upset about that. And then they still insist that Facebook was rigged against them, and no matter how far to the right Facebook would move, they would still keep up that same thing. Like, they're still going to accuse CBS of being anti-Trump, even though they have like an administration approved fact checker joining the crew over there.
And they're now owned by a billionaire's son.
Yeah, they're owned by a right-wing billionaire's son, so that I'm sure will go well.
They're the ones that are getting Barry Weiss in there to be their ideological guideline.
Wait, really?
They might have to pay a lot of money to own the free press.
Yeah.
A staggering and insulting to the rest of us amount of money.
It's like something
Not
like
insulting to her.
$250 million.
No, of course not. Yeah.
It's like $100 million. Yeah, like
That's okay.
It's all wild. I mean, that is, in and of itself, is chilling. I didn't know this specific detail, but just add it to the list of the ways he's consolidating power across the board in a very undemocratic fashion. It's
Barry
scary.
Weiss is asking for $250 million, according to the New York Post. So,
What is she doing? Running for president?
Jonathan, what's happening in D.C.?
Well, Trump's federal and military takeover of Washington, D.C. is in full swing, has been for several days. It first started with National Guard troops and the FBI seen on the National Mall and in Georgetown, which are not exactly considered the high crime areas. The presence has increased each night of this. There's hundreds of officers. They're making arrests for low-level stuff. Last night, they were about 1.5 miles north of the White House, stopping cars randomly, pulling people out of their cars and arresting them, unclear for what.
Finally, law and order.
And then Trump did a radio interview with Fox News guy Brian Kilmeade this morning, where he said he regrets, or insinuated that he regretted going by every perfect edict and rule in 2020. He lied that Minneapolis was burning down then, so he said now he decided, before he became president this time, he said, I'm going to act before the fact, I'm not going to go after the fact, which would seem to fly in the face of his argument that this is an emergency that he had to send the National Guard there for.
Which is weird. I'm not used to this president being inconsistent.
Contradictory statements from the president.
Oh, and also the deep state. We were just talking about the deep state. The deep state, in the form of a man with a sandwich, is getting in the way of these agents. Sean Dunn is a 37-year-old guy who worked for the Justice Department as a paralegal in their Office of International Affairs. He stood up to some federal agents on Sunday and called them fascists and threw a Subway sandwich at them. And he now could face a year in jail and is being charged with felony assault on a federal officer. And I mentioned
you
the
never know what kind of damage a sandwich can do. There could be a brick in there.
We can just assume that he's going to get pardoned by Trump, though, right?
Right, because that's what you do with cops in D.C. I mentioned the deep state because Attorney General Pam Bondi referred to him as part of, quote, the deep state we have been up against for 7 months as we work to refocus DOJ.
All those deep state paralegals.
This isn't going to go over well for residents of D.C. It isn't going well. Can you imagine? I mean, they're doing it in LA. I'm not in LA at the moment, but this kind of military presence and this kind of attention, I wouldn't want to go out. I wouldn't want to just do anything at all because I know they're trying to fill quotas. I wouldn't want to jaywalk.
Yeah, no, it's
not that I ever jaywalk.
Most people don't like walking around in a city with like martial law. Like, who wants to? Like, they're just like stopping people in their cars. They're doing beat cop jobs. Why are they there? But to Trump's little quote there, the Washington Post, the fake news Washington Post, has reviewed documents from the Pentagon that the Pentagon's basically planning on what they're calling a reaction force for civil unrest, which it's all related to the plan. The goals are to create fake emergencies, to send in the military and create this air about everything and have this force ready so that if anyone throws a sandwich or something, they are ready to crack down even harder. So they can create even more fear, so they can send in even more people and create this what we're seeing. But the idea, like, they don't want people to protest. They don't want anything like that, and they are ready. They're like according to these documents, they need like hundreds of troops ready around the clock in case there is civil unrest, whatever that means to Trump, which we can imagine means quite a lot of different things. It's very, very bad. And I guess the hope is that people in DC are like, wait, no, this is actually not good and not helping. But we will see, I guess.
Well, yeah. And I mean, and to make matters worse, the way that the press is covering it has been pretty ridiculous. The New York Times published a headline, "For Trump, cities like Washington are real estate in need of fixing up." I mean, the headline's doing so much work to sanitize what's actually happening. We're talking about stripping voting rights and self-governance from 700,000 people. And the Times frames it like Trump's doing a home renovation show on HGTV.
Yeah, that is nasty work.
Because the article itself is better than that. Like, it does attempt to frame it as this is a flawed view. It points out all of the lies that he has told. It's not perfect in my viewpoint, but I would hope that the writer of that article is a bit upset at the editor.
Yeah, they don't choose that. But just like, what's going on? They used this isolated incident of a person, and they're lying about what even happened there.
Sure.
To send in the military. That's what's going on. It's just creating a fake crisis to crack down. It's a tale as old as time. I don't like. Why can't you just say that's what's going on?
And that's how the Overton window shifts. Like, if they frame it as like, well, you could also look at this as fixing up real estate. That's what Trump does. That's what people are going to start to believe. CBS had a headline: Trump deploys National Guard to D.C., takes control of local police in crime crackdown, which insinuates that there's like a crime spree going on. And they mention in the 6th paragraph that obviously violent crime in D.C. is at a 30-year low, which we've all know and said a million times.
But also, isn't this supposed to be something that the president's able to do, authorized for 48 hours, and that's it? And this is a 30-day...
There's like a 30-day time frame for it before Congress needs to act, but I don't think that he cares.
I don't think he does.
I don't think Congress will make a stink about it, because 30 days, that's 4 years in Trump time. So it's going to be like, Jonathan, you're saying, like, it's going to be more normalized by then, and they're going to capitulate again.
And they might just authorize it for him so that Senator Mark Wayne Mullin can wear a seatbelt again and doesn't fear carjacking. Did you guys see this clip?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, this guy's a senator. What's senator of what state?
Is this the
Oklahoma?
I love that his name is Mark Wayne because his mom couldn't decide whether to name him Mark or Wayne, but eventually just decided to leave it as both.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Is that the real story?
We have middle
That's
names.
the real story. That's on his Wikipedia page. So I remember looking it up at one point and just being like, that's really weird.
So sad about that, like deeply sad. And I hate to show this fella any empathy, but with a name like that, you're never going to find one of those little vanity plates with your name on it at a truck stop.
That's the real tragedy here.
Like, that's got to do deep things to a kid growing up.
Yeah. All right. Here he is talking with, again, Brian Kilmeade. This guy's everywhere lately.
And by the way, I'm not joking when I say this. I drive around in Washington, D.C. in my Jeep, and yes, I do drive myself, and I don't buckle up. And the reason why I don't buckle up, and people can say whatever they want to, they can raise their eyebrows at me again, is because of carjacking. I don't want to be stuck in my vehicle when I need to exit in a hurry because I got a seatbelt around me. And I wear my seatbelt all the time, but in Washington, D.C., I do not because it is so prevalent of carjacking. And I don't want the same thing happen to me what's happened to a lot of people that work on the Hill.
Oh,
I
dear.
support him, for one. Wait. I support his decision to not wear seatbelts.
Go ahead, buddy. Knock yourself out, Mark Wayne. Don't wear that seatbelt.
He's like, I wear a Jeep. I'm a tough guy. I will be there with cover fire, whatever that tweet was. But also, I'm terrified of driving in the city where I live and work.
The seatbelt that takes 3 seconds to take off, by the way.
But doesn't... Maybe I need to listen to it again. But if you have your seatbelt on, it's harder for you to get out of the car and have your car stolen from you.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like,
so
what do you mean? It's easier for you to get out and give them your car.
If you don't have your seatbelt on, they can pull you out of your car quicker and take your car.
Well, he's saying he doesn't want to stay and fight. He's like, if someone wants to carjack me, they can have it. I will be out of this car in like half a second.
Say that. Like, hold on a second. Let me get my seat.
Bad move to say that on national TV.
Look for a Jeep out there, folks, I guess.
If you target me, I'm going to scoop, roadrunner myself out of there real fast.
I'm already crying, okay?
Car thieves watch Brian Kilmeade. We all know this. So if they're watching, you are just telling them what to do. It's really terrifying for these senators and Congress people these days.
Weren't we told that these are the tough guys? Why wouldn't you say, I'm sorry. If you're going to be a guy on TV and you're like, I don't wear my seatbelt when I drive. Okay, great. Well, you should get at least a fucking ticket. Good Lord. Why wouldn't you go out and be like, I carry a gun in my car because of the carjackings? Like, that's the culture that you're trying to emulate. Why don't you just say that? But probably because he doesn't.
Anyway, doesn't track.
Whatever. Thanks, Mark Wayne.
The other angle on this, legacy media has been bad enough. Obviously, right-wing media is not doing much better. There's now been multiple examples of people pointing out that it's a little bit rich. Hearing Donald Trump talk about crime in D.C. and the safety of police officers in D.C. when he pardoned all the people who attacked police officers on January 6th. Very reasonable point to make, directly related. And yet, on News Nation with Leland Vittert, Mehdi Hassan was cut off and got a come on from the host after he brought up this very good point.
You think it's because Trump cares about crime in D.C., really? Because I remember Donald Trump on January the 6th, 2021, not giving a crap about crime in D.C.
Now for January 6th. Okay,
sorry,
Mehdi,
no, Mehdi, come on. Let me finish my point. This is a short segment.
I know you said that. 150 police officers got hurt.
And then this morning on Fox News, Marie Harf made the same exact point, with everyone saying, can we just stick to D.C. here? Can we stick to the topic at hand? Who wants to relitigate the thing that this guy did?
Is that it is very rich to say we are going to charge the sandwich thrower with a felony. When I was there on January 6th, and all of those people that assaulted police officers got pardoned, not just the nonviolent ones, not just the ones that went into the Capitol, everyone, including the ones that went after police officers, got pardoned. So don't tell me we care, that this administration cares about protecting police officers when they did not care about those on January 6th.
Respectfully, can we just stay?
But they got pardoned. No, those were police officers, Emily, and they got pardoned.
I want to talk about D.C. for a second.
But that was in D.C. That was in D.C. Those were D.C. police officers.
Scott Jennings did it too. On CNN, somebody brought it up, and Scott Jennings got real mad. They just can't handle, because it's a simple point. It's valid. Just because it's easy to say and easy to point out doesn't mean it's a bad point. Not everything is like, well, obviously you're going to bring that up, but let's get to the... No, it's a valid point. But they can't handle it. Because they also, all of them hated it when it happened. All of them during, I would say, up until January 7th in the evening, probably. They were all very, very upset about it. So bringing that up is... upsetting
Cody,
to them as well.
In this specific case only, when talking about January 6th, it's very important to not get stuck in the past, man. Live in the present, you know? But if it has to do with the 2016 election and Obama, let's definitely relitigate it till we die.
Well, we have to arrest that man. We have to arrest
We
him.
have to. And it's coming.
Any day now.
Jonathan, I think before we move on, I think we should touch on DC's mayor, Muriel Bowser, and her reaction to everything that's going on.
Well, she's kind of tried to have both sides of this. She has an interesting relationship with Donald Trump. I think it's kind of the shine bomb strategy. I would imagine that Muriel Bowser butters him up and, tells him she wants to work with him and doing a good job, because first she called the move unsettling and unprecedented, but then she said the fact that we have more law enforcement and presence in neighborhoods, that may be a positive. And then the next day went a little bit harder and called it an authoritarian push and that Democrats need to take back the House. And then as of Thursday, she has reportedly left town for Martha's Vineyard. Cruise-ish, one would say. But it's interesting because when Trump announced that he was taking over D.C., he called the Democratic mayor of D.C. a good person who has tried, which is weird when he does that. It always strikes me as a little weird when he compliments a Democrat. And he's like, I like this person. Because he likes Gavin Newsom, too. Like, when he talks about Gavin Newsom, he's like, nice guy.
Yeah.
Like him, but...
I love that new scum. I love him.
You would like to see a mayor with really strong backbone in the face of this, for sure. I also will give a slight amount of grace to say that I think it's slightly different than being a mayor of Los Angeles all the way across the country versus, he's there. It's the hotbed for all of this political conversation.
And the rules for DC are a little bit different, admittedly, than for New York or something.
It's I don't admire the position that she's in or, want to be in that position myself. That sounds very tricky. But then you go off to Martha's Vineyard in the midst of it. It's not a great look.
Maybe just to deny pierogies to
Alan Dershowitz.
To Dershowitz. I am saying things that someone who is not in this world, like everything I say, people would be like, what? What is this reference?
Pierogies.
Deny pierogies to Alan Dershowitz at Martha's Vineyard? What's this idiot talking about?
See, this is how I feel like having conversations with my very much not as online wife. She'll be completely oblivious to anything that happens in the world, and I'll be like, yeah, so then this happened, and this happened, and Alan Dershowitz got denied a pierogi, and she'll be like, who's Alan Dershowitz? And I'll be like, oh.
And then you're like,
how
long
yesterday,
do you have?
remember Robbie Starbuck is hired for AI.
She's like, you're just making up names.
They do sound like fake names.
They do.
They do.
Robbie Starbuck.
Laura Loomer, come on. Fake name.
Online gambling. We all want to do it, but who has a code to get your first 3 NFL bets free? Well, when it comes to betting, I always... Psych! Haha, got you! This isn't about gambling, it's about the summer of cinema! And Pluto TV isn't letting you get away that easy. They've got sizzling, hot action movies all summer long. Some with shocking twists, just like this ad. Feel the action-y heat with movies like Gladiator, Beverly Hills Cop, A Very Crampy Krampus, Dial U for Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, Good Burger. This call may be recorded for quality assurance too. The Gas Bill That Could, 12 Angry Men, but it's all done over Zoom. 4 Brothers, Star Trek, Shotty Got Loose, the Lil Mama story. The Spam Filter is Talking to Me, Snowboarding Gandhi. Press 5 for more options too. And Stealth. Bring the action with you and stream for free on all your favorite devices. Pluto TV, stream now, pay never. No gambling here, folks, just straight truth.
Speaking of these freaks, Benny Johnson.
Benny Johnson.
Benny Johnson, if you don't know, he's this online right-wing weirdo.
Formerly of BuzzFeed, fired for plagiarism.
Famously, he was fired from BuzzFeed for plagiarism, and found a new home being a liar for this authoritarian regime, and he is feeling comfortable there. He is such a liar. He's so perfect for this administration and this moment. Just like blatantly lying, pretty dumb.
Yeah.
He's excellent. He's excellent for them.
And anyway, he was the guy in the new media seat for the White House press briefing on Tuesday. And this is what he did with that.
And as always, we'll start with our new media seat, who is our podcast host today, Benny Johnson. Benny, why don't you kick us off, and thanks for being here.
Thank you, Caroline. As a DC resident of 15 years, I lived on Capitol Hill. I witnessed so many muggings and so much theft. I lost track. I was carjacked. I have murders on my Ring camera and mass shootings. I witnessed a woman on my block get held up at gunpoint for $20. And my house was set ablaze in an arson with my infant child inside. And so to any reporter that says and lies that DC is a safe place to live and work, let me just say this. Thank you. Thank you for making the city safe, because no parent should have to go through what my family went through, having the fire department rip open their door to save their infant child. And so thank you for your work on securing this city. My question to you is this. Nancy Pelosi has attacked the president for deploying the National Guard to the city, saying that it is to cover for his incompetence. Hillary Clinton has also attacked the president for securing the city of Washington, D.C. I'd like to get your response to Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton.
Sure.
Do you want to... thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'm so grateful. Do you have a clapback for this tweet from Hillary Clinton? What
I love
a waste.
What a waste
of a guy. Like,
of a person.
Come on.
And all of our time. Before we dig into how much he's lying, just we've got the receipts.
Sure.
We've all got the receipts on how he's
Sure.
lying. We'll talk about that. This new media seat, I mean, like the fucking Tim Pool, the people that they're putting in there, it's literally just, let me just kiss your ass. Let me just tell you how good you are at what you're doing, and then give you the most softball question you could ever. I'm like,
It's incredible.
do you care to respond to my praise? You might as well.
My question for you is, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Also, he got carjacked. I do have to wonder if he was wearing his seatbelt.
I was wondering
or
that
not.
too.
Really curious. Okay.
One of the big things is that he could have asked just a normal question and tried to suggest that he's a real journalist. Could have asked about this summit with Putin and Trump in Alaska and just ask a serious question about it. I guess he thought he wouldn't be asked back unless he immediately thanked her. I also like how he said, and so to any reporter that says and lies that DC is a safe place to live and work, let me just say this. Thank you to someone else.
Yeah.
When you say, and so to anyone that says this, you say something to them.
I say no to you, but to you, I'm saying thank you. Oh, yeah, I thought we covered this earlier, Jonathan. He's stupid.
It makes me think that he had practiced this to himself and he screwed up reading it at some point. Yeah, like, which makes this whole thing sadder, you know, that that he's like, I'm going to be called on first. I'm going to get my question. My question's going to be, why are you so awesome? You know, and
it's Tim Pool's. Tim Pool very clearly like, okay, you practice this, and then you thank him, and you're like, why? Okay, so like, what's the greatest thing about you? If in as many sentences as you have, what's the greatest thing about you?
It's interesting they keep putting people in that seat that we all know were bought by Russia.
Paid by
like blatantly.
Unknowingly paid by Russia to spout Russian propaganda, which they happily did.
There was a time,
honestly,
that would ruin someone's career.
Condolences to Dave Rubin, who has not been invited.
That's gotta be hard.
He's like the one Gregorian guy who hasn't been asked to ask a question about how they're great.
I wonder why.
Did you see that Dave Rubin took a few days off from his, like, he went on vacation and he left an AI of himself as the host of his show?
No, Parker, this can't possibly be fucking true.
He did it.
I have to look this up.
I did not watch
Parker,
it.
why would you lie like that? Why would you lie like that to us? What do you mean?
An AI clone of Dave Rubin is taking over his YouTube show. That's a Time
so
magazine
absurd.
headline.
Hey there. I'm doing all right, just kicking it in the studio. What's up with you?
That is so funny. I mean, obviously, there's so many things you can say about that. And like, why would you even like try to help AI in that way? But Dave, do you think maybe it says something about you and the quality of your work
That's
that
what
you
I
can
was
get
gonna
an
say.
AI to do it for a few days while you're gone?
You can go to daverubin.com and then a pop-up comes up that says "Speak to AI Dave." Click here.
AI, Dave, it's a tab at the top of the page.
I don't want to like burn down half the rainforest to speak to AI Dave.
Yeah, no, I don't think we should contribute to his whatever he's counting on the use of speak to AI Dave. This is so embarrassing. You broke my brain, Parker.
I mean, you're so right, though. Why would you want to do that to prove how invaluable
you're so
are?
replaceable, Dave. What are you doing?
I could just have AI make me my own personalized Dave Rubin podcast every day on the topics I want AI Dave Rubin to talk about if I wanted to do that. I don't even want to miss one of these shows in case everyone's like, it's better without Katy.
Why would you give people, why would you do that?
Wild.
This is the clone generated by AI startup Skip Class is trained on hundreds of hours of Rubin's material. In August, it will be prompted with news stories from the zeitgeist and then deliver monologues reflected through Rubin's conservative lens, likely including gleeful taunts of progressives and the endless misery those sick bastards are subjecting themselves to, as the real Rubin said on a recent episode.
This is
What do you need him for then? If once you can have your own AI Dave Rubin, what do you need the real one for? He's putting himself out of a job.
Dude, this is a bad idea.
Why? Congratulations, I guess, on your passive income now, Dave. You don't have to do anything ever. You barely did anything before, but now you're just announcing to your audience that they don't need you. That you offer them nothing.
I was going to pivot us back to Benny Johnson because we haven't even established how much he lied in his comments.
First, he did get a follow-up question somehow. And his follow-up question, and I'm very sorry to say this, was if the president would consider giving the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Big Balls.
Why do we have to say that name again?
And Carolyn Levitt wanted to move on, or Carolyn Leavitt, I'm sorry, I've been mispronouncing it. She said, I haven't spoken to him about that, but perhaps it's something he would consider. I'll ask him and get back to you, Benny. Thanks for being here. And then a bunch of outlets reported on it as if that was going to happen. Like, White House wants Big Balls to get the same medal as Rosa Parks.
No, the first headline, I think the Daily Beast did it, and a bunch of other outlets that are, I'm not going to say serious, but I'll put it in quotes. Like, that's not what she said. Why would you report that? You are creating this you are helping them. He's there to do propaganda and to ask this stupid fucking question. And you are just broadcasting it to everybody as if it's serious or real, or as if she said yes. She didn't say yes. She said, I'll ask him.
Yeah.
Benny, thanks for being here, little guy. And then she moved on, and you're reporting on it like it's real. So now other people are like, oh, wow, maybe he should get the fucking...
And that's how maybe he does end up
If he does, it's because they reported on it like that. That is why.
I would put money on his response to that question being, who the fuck is that?
What are you talking about?
I don't think he knows, even though that's his justification for what's going on in DC. Yeah. I don't think he would be able to comprehend that question.
Even when he tweeted about it originally, he's like, a very special man got attacked or whatever. I forget how he phrased it, but he didn't name him. He doesn't know who this is.
A special boy like Harry Potter.
Also, and I guess this is the first lie we'll get into, but why would he get a medal? He didn't do much of anything. I don't want to dismiss the fact that he put his girlfriend or the woman he was with in the car to keep her safe. That's a great move, but he didn't do anything else. The narrative that was presented to us was that he saw a carjacking and then ran to save the woman being carjacked and then like got beat up by
Benny
these teenagers.
Is still lying about what happened. He knows
that is a lie.
That did not happen.
We all know it didn't happen. So he's saying like, well, he should get a medal for going and saving this woman that he saw. He's a good Samaritan doing the right thing. No. That's not what happened at all. So are we just going to give medals to all victims of crime? It's just a lie, and that's the first one, I guess.
I'm willing to bet that he didn't actually have multiple murders on his Ring camera.
No.
Yes.
I don't want to take that bet. So I will not be taking that bet from you. I'm sorry.
People online called him out for this entire list of crimes that he says he witnessed and that happened to him. And he didn't try to back all of them up. Like, for example, he didn't try to back up that there was a mass shooting or what he said, mass shootings outside of his home. But he did post a Ring camera, or it says Nest, but it's camera footage of, it looks like a gunshot and someone falling over and then firefighters breaking down. But people said, okay, this was a fire. How do we know it was arson? How do we know this is your house? Why don't I see this reported anywhere? And so he's like, it was all over the news. I got the receipts here. And he shared an article from October 2020 with the headline, 2 dogs dead, a third injured in house fire in Northeast DC, fire officials say. In that article, it says, fire officials tell ABC7 no one was at the home when the fire occurred.
Interesting.
And also the exterior of the home in that article looks different from the exterior from the footage he posted. And I think the best thing you could say, or what I think is the truth, I have not independently verified this, and I spent way too long on this yesterday, is that he lives next door to where the fire happens, and it's possible that the firefighters wanted to evacuate his home too, since the neighbor's house was on fire. But when he said, my house was set ablaze in an arson, after which firefighters had to rescue my infant child, that is a lie.
Well, it's not true. It's a lie.
And look, if your next door neighbor's house is burning down, like, that sucks. That's terrible. We spent a lot of time talking about the LA fires, and a big implication of that are the people that didn't lose their home but did have to move out and all of that. But you don't need to lie about it, bro.
That's the thing. Like, even like the big balls situation, like, yeah, it's scary to get attacked by people. And like, you can tell the truth about something that happened. You don't need to create these grand narratives. Also, and there's this article, there's, the sleuthing. Benny Johnson shared a video of himself on camera in 2020 where he went outside and was like, look, my neighbor's house got burned down. And he filmed his neighbor's house. And he literally showed, he's like, that's my house over there, the beige. This one is my neighbor's, and it's burned down. He just filmed it and showed it.
It's wild.
It's just a lie. Stop it.
I mean, this is...
Stop.
Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't doubt that he has been the victim of a crime or even multiple crimes. That makes your point. You can go to the White House and say, I live in DC, I've been the victim of crime here. I know how bad it is. And then go on to your bullshit where you're thanking them for whatever you think they're doing. But like, it just makes you a clown.
Yeah, you did, like, exactly. We can, and then I'm just going to continue to not believe anything you say and think that you're a liar, which you are. Even the claim, like, yeah, my, well, your neighbor's house actually was set ablaze, but like saying like, yeah, my house was set ablaze in an act of arson. But then he also says that his infant nearly died in a drug fire. That's not arson. Arson is a specific thing. You intentionally set a fire. If it's a drug fire, that's not arson. It's just tell the truth about the thing that you're scared of. That's valid. It's okay. The result of it is maybe not okay. Maybe sending in all these like troops isn't like a good idea, but like, start from a true thing and we'll go from there. but he's just a
agree
liar.
with you.
It's really frustrating. Jonathan, do you want to talk about your favorite part? The Chiron?
Oh, yeah. In that clip, you may have noticed that they listed Benny Johnson as a postcast host before they changed it to podcast host. It's irrelevant to any of this. It's irrelevant to
It's
him
just
saying
fun,
that
though.
neighborhoods in D.C. need to be bulldozed, which we didn't even get to.
We didn't even get to that.
Yes. So we'll move on, but like that is the important part. Like we can sift
You're
through his
right,
lies.
that is the
You know,
important
like we
part.
can sift through his lies. Like, yeah, he's a liar. He's just a fascist propagandist, is what he is. He wants to be Tucker Carlson, but like the not fired version, I guess. And he's gonna create lies and help the narrative, whatever the Trump administration wants, whatever he thinks his like followers want to hear. He's a plagiarist and a pathetic little liar. But then he's going to go out and he's going to do these monologues where he talks about how we need to bulldoze neighborhoods because of the crime. What
are you
the fuck?
talking about?
Like, what are you talking about? Where are who? You're just going to bulldoze people's homes? You're just going to, like, where are they going to go? What do you mean?
They're going to build all
evil.
these camps for people that don't have homes, you see.
Oh,
Put them there.
Oh, good. Camps. It's evil. He is a silly, stupid liar. And that's true, but he's in service of an evil project, and he should be ashamed of himself. But I don't think he can feel that. So,
I mean,
oh well.
The one thing that I'll always remember Benny Johnson for is his 2017 tweet where he wrote the advertising on Military Times right now, and it showed an ad that was for the world's largest gay cruise. Not realizing that that's a targeted ad.
You gotta delete cookies, man.
Yeah.
You gotta delete cookies.
So, anyway, just gonna throw that one out there.
We don't even have to go into that. We don't have to unpack that too much.
No.
We've said it, a fact.
It's just a fact. Just a little color, a little flavor for maybe how he's only a liar.
Yeah,
just sprinkle that in.
Maybe he's just like incapable of honesty in many aspects of his life.
And he's just a bad person.
We don't need to get into that.
And a bad person.
And a bad person. That's the thing. It's just like, yeah, you're all these things, but you've sold whatever semblance of a soul you have to bulldoze neighborhoods, and it's just disgusting. But obviously, we've spent too much time on this.
Sometimes we got to, don't feel bad about it. Okay, but we do want to try to get to two more things before we're done. So let's start with the news that Obergefell v. Hodges might be in trouble. Kim Davis, she is the former Kentucky clerk who denied marriage licenses to same-sex couples.
What a delight to see her in the news again, huh?
She's formally asked the Supreme Court to go back to the case, which would in turn overturn Obergefell v. Hodges, although they could do a narrower thing, blah, 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 which is the 2015 ruling that made laws banning same-sex marriage illegal. The court could have outright denied this request, but it didn't. They issued what's called a call for a response, which asks the original litigants to respond to Kim Davis's petition. It only takes one justice to do that, though, so it could have just been Alito. So now we're in this kind of limbo where we're going to see if they have the requisite 4 justices to vote to reopen the case. And of course, they'll probably only do that if they're pretty convinced that they have 5 that can overturn it. I will say, and then I will turn it over because I'm talking a lot, I'm sorry, a number of some Supreme Court experts, and you can read articles about this in Axios and Reason. They are extremely doubtful that SCOTUS would actually overturn Obergefell, but most of us are not in the mood to hear that because it's exactly what everyone said about Roe v. Wade.
Exactly.
I was going to say I'd be very interested to see what they specifically said about Roe back in the day.
The idea that once you have given rights, you can't take them away seems dead at this point, or that's what I naively thought 10 years ago. And I think it's important to have all the qualifications of like, yes, this hasn't officially been brought forward to everybody. It's not necessarily moving forward at this point. It's terrifying, though. It is truly terrifying. And no, Katy Stoll in 2025 is not going to sit here and say, don't be worried. I'm just not. This is very worrisome.
Yeah, on the one thing to keep in mind though is that even if it were overturned, there's still that 2022 law that Biden signed, the Respect for Marriage Act, which doesn't codify Obergefell, but it did get rid of the Defense of Marriage Act. So there's that. So that's a little
there's some
that is a good
sliver
point.
of hope. Like there's still it's not as though suddenly it would be like all gay marriages are void.
Right.
But
we would have
who knows?
a patchwork system where some states allow it and some states do not. Similar to, I guess, what Dobbs
abortion,
did.
Yeah.
And that's working out.
And we'll keep an eye on it, obviously, as it progresses. But we wanted to mention that it's happening. I noticed a little bit. I only saved one of them because I didn't realize it was a trend until I saw a few of them. A lot of conservative influencers. For example, if you know who Gunther Eagleman is.
I hate that I do.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're all miserable because we know that name.
Yep. I'm so sorry. So moving on from big balls, Gunther Eagleman. This tweet, it shared the headline about this going to the Supreme Court. I'm just going to read it. Breaking. There is now an effort to have the Supreme Court overturn, all caps for some reason, the ruling that legalized same-sex marriages. The suit is being brought by Kim Davis, a clerk who refused gay couples. What are your thoughts on this? I've seen a lot of people post about this and then say, what are your thoughts on this? Because they cannot share their own thoughts because they don't know how safe it is yet to say that they support this happening. There's this sort of idea of like, well, they're not going to do that. Like most people are fine with it. Most people are okay with it. That's not true, actually. There are people out there, and many of them unfortunately have influence despite being named Gunther Eagleman. And they're out there and they're testing the waters to see if their audiences and their whole ecosystem is okay with them saying that they want this to happen. And I just wanted to highlight that because
yes, you're
it's
right,
not good.
Cody. It's a normalization of it. It's testing. You push it this far to start, and then you push it a little bit further next week. And I'll also add, kind of doesn't matter. Overturning Roe, restricting abortion access is wildly unpopular. They did it anyway. And then they rode through it and spun it. And Donald Trump went on stage during the debates and said, yeah, we've already done the thing. We're not going to make it any worse. Blah, blah, blah. I'm fine with where, they make it normalized, and then they also don't give a fuck. If they can do it if they want. Supreme Court can do it if they want.
Ooh, if there's an open seat, I know who should be on there.
Is it big balls?
Oh, no, I was going to say Benny Johnson, shameless liar, but...
that's fine too, yeah.
Big Balls will probably be...
No,
he's got a long way to go.
no.
He's 19 years old. He's like the most famous person in America.
Jesus, he's only
Someday
19?
he'll be 20.
Yeah.
Parker.
Yeah.
Isn't that just the most absurd thing you've ever heard in your goddamn life?
Almost,
It's like...
almost as absurd as a 38-year-old going by Benny.
That's what I call my dog, and he's a tiny terrier.
He's a tiny little terrier guy.
Speaking of tiny terriers, here's
Look at that tiny terrier.
Little guy.
Look
I
at
wish we
him.
live in the same
Hello.
state. He doesn't not look like Benny.
Let's spend a few minutes talking about this, the new head of the person who might be the new head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. His name is E.J. Antoni. There's a lot of stuff we now know about him. My goodness.
He looks like Dustin Diamond.
He looks like Dustin Diamond. That's the first thing. He is apparently not qualified. He has not worked in stats collection before. He's published one paper with one citation, and that might not sound bad, but his predecessor received 1,300 citations on her work.
I mean, it doesn't sound good.
He has regularly been corrected on Twitter about numbers and stats stuff. He reads charts wrong, apparently, so the people who know the stats say. And then we found out yesterday that he was at January 6th.
Yep. He's a bystander. He was merely deep in the crowd as a bystander.
All in patriotic colors, by the way.
They're like, he saw it on the news, and then he went down there to be a bystander in the crowd. He's near the back. He couldn't quite, make it in. Lucky for him, or I guess not lucky, who would have a presidential pardon. And he gives TV interviews, and he does it in front of a giant picture of Hitler's favorite German battleship, the Bismarck. And listen, EJ, you got to get one of these so you can't see my big picture of the Hitler's favorite German battleship, the Bismarck, behind me.
Exactly.
Man.
It's best to leave a little bit of mystery, I think.
Yeah.
I think. You don't need to just scream your values out to the world like that all the time.
It's one of those frustrating things where it's that edge where like, it's just a ship, it's just a picture, it's just this. It's like, I didn't know, or I don't even know if he has tried to explain it. But it's Hitler's favorite ship, so maybe get rid of it now.
It was like $90 though. I did see the ship for like the cost of that little artwork. So
he's got to get some bang out of that buck by trotting it around as much as possible.
Yeah, if you get a deal on it, that's excusable. And I'm sorry, one more thing to mention. He was on Fox News in 2024, and he said, "I'm certainly proud of the work we've done on Project 2025." Because he was the head economist at the Heritage Foundation. Yes.
Par for the course.
Yeah.
But at least we can definitely trust what comes out.
The numbers now.
We can trust those dang numbers.
Which he says they're just not going to put them out anymore.
Oh yeah. That they're not going to do it. Because he doesn't know how, I assume. Like, I mean, obviously it's because Trump doesn't want to see the real numbers, and we'll just like get rid of it, and then he'll be happy. But also I suspect part of it is like, well, I don't know how to do it. So what if we just don't? Right? I've never
pulled all the numbers.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that, and I'm not going to learn. I'm busy admiring all my Hitler stuff. So
the Daily Beast asked the White House about the Hitler ship, and the White House claimed simply that he is a history buff and has an office full of artifacts.
Oh, I'm dying to see what other artifacts he has.
Why would they say he has more?
What?
Artifacts like the cross
because
of Coronado?
They don't care.
What are we talking about?
Because they don't care. They don't care.
That painting isn't an artifact.
No.
That's a $90 painting that he got. Yeah. What do they mean by artifacts?
Yeah, you went on Nazi Etsy and you ordered a picture of
like
Bismarck.
What do they mean? Oh, I need to know what those artifacts are now.
I bet we might find out someday, Cody.
Do you think it has the diary signed by Hitler?
Oh, maybe
from the Last Crusade.
From Last Crusade.
Which Nazi artifact from the Indiana Jones franchise do you think?
Well, everyone was just trying to get the map, but as we know, there's more in the diary than just the map.
Oh yeah, no,
the diary tells you how to get through the challenges and
gives you all the riddles. Mr. Policeman, I gave you all the clues.
Those were the days.
That's what it says in the diary.
Watching a movie.
Well,
this
this has been fun.
Trump's in charge of history at the Smithsonian. We could talk about that for a few hours. Gosh. The proponent of more people knowing about the River of Blood, that Civil War plaque that he invented.
Mm-hmm. Oh, outside his golf course.
So he invented he invented a battle for his golf course and put up a plaque. So maybe we'll find out about the River of Blood at the Smithsonian now. Maybe we'll see all the Time magazine covers he wasn't on.
Maybe one of you guys knows this. I know that they removed the bit about his two impeachments
Sure.
from an exhibit about impeachments, and then put them back with an edited version. Has anyone gone in? Do we know what was edited out? Or did they say like he was impeached because of the Russia hoax? It's not that.
Because of Obama's conspiracy.
Maybe someone's gone in and taken photos. I just haven't seen it.
The fact that it's okay for him to do it at all is just what's so deeply alarming.
I mean, it's not. It's
preaching
not
to the choir.
The president's not in charge. It's illegal, sir. Like, the president's not in charge of the Smithsonian. Why are they agreeing to?
It's not the Kennedy Center.
Quote, collaborate constructively with the White House.
One thing that's kind of funny is that in the executive order that they're citing to do the Smithsonian stuff, they struggled to find actual controversial exhibits. So they just kind of came up with some hypothetical ones.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, what if in the women's museum you have something about trans athletes? That shouldn't be there. And it's like, first off, the women's museum is still being built. It does not yet exist.
It was 2022. They're like, we should get on that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's really funny seeing them really stretch to find controversial things because it's the Smithsonian. It's like
serious people run it. They need everyone to think that every single institution and building and aspect of life has been infiltrated by Marxists, communist lefties or whatever, trying to do Sharia law. It's just
he can fix that.
And only he can fix it
by infiltrating these organizations and turning them into right-wing cesspools.
Infiltrating.
All right, we did it. Parker, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me. I always love coming by.
We love having you here. Please tell
thank you
our listeners.
Damn you for telling us about AI, Dave Rubin.
I know.
I cannot believe that. But thank you.
While we were recording this, I did try opening it up on my own, but they make you sign up for an account in order to interact with AI Dave Rubin, and that's just not happening.
Everything not going to do that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, definitely not giving him my email address.
That's good to know in case you also wanted to go investigate. Just don't do it. Don't give them your money. Don't give them your information. But Parker, you should give our listeners your information as to where they can find you.
Yes. So as far as social media is concerned, I'm mostly on Blue Sky these days. So go follow me on Blue Sky. It's just my name, Parker Molloy. And I write The Present Age. You can find that at readtpa.com. So go check that out. Sign up, subscribe for free. Do that. Read my stuff. Tell your friends. Good stuff.
All the things. Do it. You heard her. Do that. All right, guys. We are out of here for like 10 days. Woo, baby.
Yeah.
How fun.
Huzzah.
News.
Huzzah.
Stop happening now.
Yeah. Nothing's going to happen.
No news for 10 days. You can thank us later.
I've given everybody a week off. So enjoy this week off from the news. Exactly. But don't forget. Please don't forget. Please don't ever forget. Even if we're not here to say it every day. We love you very much.
Much.